Hi, Hawk families. My name's Dan Courtney. I'm the assistant principal and athletic director at Holley Central Schools. I want to take a few minutes just to go over some of our rules and expectations for our student athletes. Our full athletic handbook can be found online. I'm not going to go over everything in the handbook, but I'm going to hit some of our more frequent questions, some of the things that come up the most throughout the school year. I'm not going to go into any COVID guidelines. At this point, I just don't have that information and it changes so fast. We're hoping to get something soon that we can share with you. But right now, I'm just going to stick with the Holley Central School District athletic policies. As always, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can email me or give me a call. First thing I want to do is just give a little promotion to our Holley Sports Boosters. Our boosters are a very dedicated group who are always looking for new volunteers, whether it's to work the concession stand, if you have a special skill that you contribute. There's all sorts of things you can do with the boosters. They're a club for all sports. They are not sports specific. I left the contact information below for Sal DeLuca. Sal is the boosters president. And if you want to get involved, you want to become a member, feel free to give him an email. Family ID, to register for our athletic programs, you need to go to familyid.com. If you already have an account, you can log into your account and all your information is there. If you need to make an account, you just go through the process of setting up a username and password. It does take a couple minutes because it does do an email verification. And then you can search Holley or Hawks. There's a few things you can do to find our school and just go step by step to register your student athlete for the sport that they're interested in participating in. Medical. We do have an athletic trainer. We're going through Rochester Regional. Our trainer again this year, for the most part, will be Amy Bryant. Amy was with us last year. She did a great job. Feel free, if you see her, to introduce yourself, ask questions. I highly recommend going through Amy for any non-emergency injury. She's great. She's very proactive in keeping our athletes safe and healthy and on the field. If it's an emergency, if it's a head injury, a broken bone, or something that needs immediate attention, obviously go see your doctor or get to an urgent care. But for anything that's just a nagging injury, a pulled muscle, definitely see Amy before going to your general physician. Reporting injuries, please report injuries to us. Even if it's something you can play through, you can keep practicing, you can keep going to games. We just need that documentation. We want to be able to look back and see if things are progressing, if you're getting better, or unfortunately, if things aren't getting better, we want to know kind of a timeline and have that documented. Again, I'm just going to go over a few of our rules and policies. There's more online on our full athletic handbook. I'm going to start with our substance abuse policy. All of our student athletes must abstain completely from smoking, smokeless tobacco. This includes vapes, e-cigarettes, drinking alcohol, okay, using any narcotics. Anything that is mind-altering chemicals are not allowed for our student athletes. Our academic policy. If you are failing one or more subjects, you'll be on academic probation. Academic probation means you need to go to academic support study hall every day after school before going to practice. You are able to compete in games, and you are on the probation list for 5 weeks. At the end of 5 weeks, if you're passing all your classes, you do not have to attend study hall anymore, and you are good to go. As the 5-week grades come out or the quarterly report cards come out, and you're still failing one or more classes, you'll become academically ineligible, which means you can practice, but you may not compete in any games or competitions. After 10 days of attending study hall, you may do a runaround sheet to your teachers to get your current grades. And at that point, if you're passing everything, then you'll be able to go back to probation where you can compete in games, you can go to practice, but you still must attend academic study hall till the next 5-week grades come out. Social media. Very simple. Student athletes, you're held accountable for your actions displayed over the internet and social media. All right, this isn't the place to go online and talk about coaches, talk about other teams. Parents, same thing, please stay positive. You know, we want our kids to, you want you to be good role models for our student athletes. So keep things positive. It's not the place to go and talk about a coach, talk about another player or anything like that. Attendance. This one is always tough because we do hold our student athletes to high standards. You know, the goal here is that they're students first. That's why we have a lot of these policies. That's why we have the academic policies. That's why we have these attendance policies for our athletes also. The expectation for student athletes is that you are in school for an entire day. You're on time for first period. You're in school till your last period. This includes lunch. If you need to leave, and there's some circumstances around that, you may ask permission first. All right, if you go to the doctor, we expect a note from the doctor, dentist, orthodontist. All right, there are certain reasons that are very legitimate that you may need to leave school for. If you leave school for an unacceptable reason, so you need to go get your hair cut, you need to go home and do some chores, you want to go to a friend's house, you are not able to practice that day. Again, we expect our student athletes to be students first. That involves being in class all day. If you're late to school, on your third late to school, you are not able to practice or compete on that day. And each late from therefore forward. So for instance, you get 2 freebies. On the third one, you can't practice or compete that day. Again, I'm talking unexcused latenesses to school. If you're late because of an appointment, you were late because you were somewhere with your parents, something that needs to be done, and it was an acceptable reason to miss school, you'll be okay. But if you just come late because you overslept or you just didn't feel like coming to first period, those are unexcused lateness. In the third one, you're not able to practice or compete that day. Communication. Please follow the below chain of command. All right, there will be problems, there will be questions of things that arise throughout the school year, concerns. Your first person to contact is the head coach. If needs be, the coach will contact me as athletic director. If I need to, I can get the building principal involved and we can go up that chain of command to the superintendent and then the Board of Education. Most of our concerns can be addressed by the head coach. Many times people contact me directly. The first thing I'm going to ask is if you've contacted the coach. And if you have, then we'll have that conversation. If you haven't, that's going to be my recommendation to you. Even if you're neighbors with someone on the Board of Education, please go through this chain of command, start with the coach before you go right straight to the top. What's appropriate and not appropriate to discuss with coaches? Anything that involves your child is very appropriate to discuss with a coach. If it's the mental and physical treatment of your child, ways to help your child improve, whether it's academically or athletic, any concerns you have about your child's behavior, those are all appropriate discussions to have with coaches. Some things that are not appropriate to discuss with coaches would be playing time, team strategies, how they're calling the plays, who they're playing in different situations, and other student athletes. We're more than happy to talk about your child, but we really aren't able to discuss what's going on with other student athletes, whether it's their grades or whether it's their behavior on the field. Those are things that we're not going to be able to discuss with you. If a problem does arise and we do need to have a discussion, please don't approach the coach right after the game. Emotions are high. A lot of times it's after a loss or it's after something that you felt did not go well during the game. Give it a cool down period of 24 hours. So step away, wait a day, collect your thoughts, and then you can have that calm, rational conversation with the coach. Schedules, all of our schedules are online, section5newyork.org. So it's actually sectionvny.org. These schedules are current, they're up to date, they're what I use. As soon as I make a change online, it is reflected online on the website. There's also a spot there you can sign up to be notified. You can get emails, you can get text updates. So if a game is postponed, if the time has changed, if the locations change, you'll get those in real time as soon as they're happening. So I definitely recommend getting on there and signing up to be notified with any changes of the schedule. Awards. Last year, we missed out on celebrating a lot of our great things that were going on throughout the school year. This year, we have 3 award nights scheduled for our athletes. November 10th for our fall athletes at 7 p.m., March 9th, and June 9th. It's always great to get together and see all the amazing things that our athletes are doing throughout the year. Sportsmanship. Definitely want to take a few minutes to talk about sportsmanship. First, to parents and fans, you're kind of grouped together. Your job is to support the team. Okay, please avoid any negative cheering, commenting on the officials, comments on the coaches, or interfering with the players. Let the officials manage the game, let the coaches manage the game. You're a fan, you're a parent, and you really just need to manage your own behavior. Players. As a player, it's your role to play your position with integrity and vigor. Support your teammates. It's not your responsibility to officiate or coach. Okay, your coach will take care of your teammates. Your coach will decide who's playing, what the play is called, and they'll also deal with the officials if something needs to be done on that end. Please let them handle that. Lastly, this year we will be continuing with our Hawks Rise Up character education program. The RISE standing for respect, integrity, sportsmanship, and excellence. These 4 pillars are really what I want students to graduate being able to know and, more importantly, display as athletes and as citizens in general. So these are things that coaches will be going over with the kids throughout practice, sharing some stories, and really pushing these 4 things throughout the school year, throughout the season. That's all I have currently for our athletics. Definitely contact me if you have any questions. Things will arise throughout the season. We're all busy. We all have a lot of things going on in our life. If there's something we can do for you, please let me know. If you have any questions regarding the rules, don't hesitate to reach out and get some clarification. And good luck. Go Hawks.